Good evening and welcome back to Cooking with Jan. I'm solo again today because my camera woman is unfortunately laid up in bed with a cold, which I fear that I gave her. Just on Hungarian Goulash, the key ingredient is, of course, paprika. And tonight I'll be using a mixture of sweet paprika and spicy paprika. And there are some other spices, one of which I was not able to pronounce. I believe it's majoram. In German, it's called majoram. So without further ado, let's jump into it. I have here 1 kilogram of meat. This is a mixture of pork and beef, 500 grams of each. And then I also have 500 grams or two beautiful onions. I think you can see that. My ratio is 2 to 1. That is 2 times the meat to the onion, but some do 1 to 1. So they take as much meat as they do onion. When you cut your onions, you just want to do it north-south, so along the lines, and just slice them. That's all, because they're going to be caramelized. They'll fall apart. You don't have to make them that thin. Take our 2 cloves of garlic, and we'll just, you don't have to chop them that fine. I've already peeled them. Basically, I think you can see this, but just somewhat coarsely chop them. 30 grams of paprika, both sweet and spicy. Have some beef broth. I have some red wine, which we're going to use with the beef. I'll show you that just in a second. Okay, my pork fat is hot, so we're going to put in our first batch of meat. It's not going to all go in there because my pot is not very big. While I'm searing my beef here, turn down the heat a bit, I have already put in some salt and pepper. I think I'm able to do this more or less. And I'm also going to put in the garlic. Put in that chopped garlic. Okay, I've taken my meat out as it's been seared, and now we're going to put in our onions. Good to go. And we're going to caramelize our onions, for about 25 minutes, or until they're nice and brown. Make sure that when you caramelize the onions that you stay by them. You don't burn them. They're starting to turn brown. We're going to need at least another 15 minutes, I would say, before they're completely caramelized. And then we can add our beef and pork mixture, and then I'll add our spices as well as our liquid. Before we put in the beef, we're going to put in our paprika. You put it in and you stir it very quickly. Don't let it sit for too long because otherwise it gets bitter. So this is going to go in next, and then the beef is going to go in next. Now I've added the beef, as you can see here, and with our onions. And now we're going to put in our liquid. I have still red wine. The next step is to add beef broth, 500 milliliters, that goes in there. I'm also, and this is optional, going to add in about a teaspoon of tomato paste. Good teaspoon. Gives it a nice color. Stir that around. Actually, I'm going to add just a little bit of tomato paste again. Just a few drops more. That's good. We're going to season, of course, also at the end. This is kind of like doing a chili. I've just tried a piece, and the meat is very delicious. The sauce is very delicious, but it has still a ways to go before it can become tender. You may have to cook up until 2 hours and 30 minutes, which I'll describe below in the comments. But I just want to say that because I see that there's some need for some more liquid, I'm going to add some more beef broth to our mixture. Just a little bit here, just so that the meat is covered well. And we're going to slowly simmer this for another 30 minutes, I'd say. So let's check on our beef here. take a piece out here. Give it a test, see how soft it is. It still needs a good 20 minutes. As you can see, I can make it softer with my spoon, but we're not there yet. In the meantime, I'm starting my potato dumplings, which I have here. I think I'll do about 5 of them. You have to boil some water, some salted water, and then we put the dumplings in, and they're going to simmer for about 15 minutes. So our water is boiling, and in go our potato dumplings. Okay, I have to improvise. There's another one, and another one, maybe one more. Okay, the moment of truth has come. Our food is ready. It's taken, 2 hours and 15 minutes. So let me take out 2 of the cloves with my spider. Put them down there. Look at that. And our meat is finally nice and tender. Nice and tender, yes. That's what we want. And there it is, also with the cucumber salad. So complete meal. So let's eat. We look forward to it. We waited a long time, and it wasn't that easy doing this one-handed, doing this solo. The combination of the pork and the beef, that was just, it really kicked it up. It made it even more delicious. I had trouble, however, with my beef because it didn't become tender after 2 hours. It needed another 20 minutes before it really had the kind of tender consistency that you want, that I could really break it. You have to really wait. If you don't have a steam cooker, you have to do it the traditional way, and it needs time, you need patience. I think that if you do this dish for the first time, this is at my point, you should go with caramelizing the onions first, and then do the beef, and then you do your spices, and then you have your liquid, whether it be beef broth or red wine. In my case, a combination of red wine as well as beef broth, and in fact I even used a little bit more beef broth later because I saw that my dish was becoming a little bit too dry. So you have to also really watch it. And oh yes, our potato dumplings were just out of this world, as was the cucumber salad. I mean, the progress that I've made has just been enormous, really has been. If you like what you watch, give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe. We had another 6 subscribers since our smash Wiener Schnitzel video. Actually, that video got almost 400 views. It was just terrific. And I thank you so much for the support. And until we meet again, as Jack Pepin says, happy cooking. I didn't have my ace camera woman. However, my sick patient's very, very happy with the result. Very pleased. And it's just such a joy also that when something goes wrong, I see that I can repair it and that I can... So I thought I would make the northern German cucumber salad that I made back in episode 2 or 3.